All right, so let's talk about your portion sizes and what your plates are supposed to look like. So if you do not have a scale or you don't feel like measuring your food, use the hand portion. So your palm is going to be your proteins, your fist is going to be your carbs and your veggies servings, and then fats are going to be like an amount about your thumb, okay? Everything else is laid out here. For protein, I'd say 2 whole eggs if you're going to do egg whites, 6 egg whites. I think also on if you get like the carton of egg whites, there is a list it's like a half of a cup is like 2 whole eggs or something like that. I would say about 1.5 cups of cottage cheese, Greek yogurt. For your tofu, tempeh, your fish, any other like meats for your proteins, either the palm or I would do probably somewhere between 4 and 6 ounces. I wouldn't go over 6 ounces. If you start there and you put chicken on your plate and you can't finish it, maybe your next meal try 4 or 5. But I wouldn't go under 4 and I wouldn't go over 6 for the amount of protein that you're going to have. For the carbs, about 3/4 of a cup for starchy vegetables, and for sweet potatoes, half of a cup for any kind of grains and legumes. So pasta alternative, quinoa, rice, beans, etc. 1/3 of a cup if you're doing oatmeal or oats. And then 1.5 slices for Ezekiel bread. So if you were going to do some kind of bread, I recommend Ezekiel just because I think it tastes awesome. I love that it's frozen and it has a lot of sprouted whole grains. If there is a different kind of sprouted bread that you like, I reckon you can totally do that too. And I know 1.5 slices is going to make a really awkward sandwich, but try to bear with it. And then usually about 2 tablespoons of the cooking oils and things like that, 2 tablespoons for nut butters. Honestly, I get the spray olive oil, and that just keeps it super easy for me. And then I only put a splash of half and half in my coffee in the morning, so I'm not having too much fat there. I would say about half an avocado, maybe 1/4 if you're really trying to be on the good side, is the way to go. And then with your veggies, I'd say 2 cups of leafy greens. I do literally pack my spinach into a 1 cup measuring cup sometimes. Definitely 2 cups of green/leafy vegetables. And then if you wanted to throw in some tomatoes, onions, peppers, you're welcome to do that. There's really no such thing as too much vegetables most of the time. Moving on. So what your plate composition should look like. For breakfast, you're going to have 1 serving of protein, 1 serving of carbs, and 1 serving of veggies. And you're going to do the same thing for lunch. And then at dinner time, back off of the carbs and just have 1 serving of protein and 1 serving of vegetables. If you find yourself getting extra hungry at dinner because you're not having carbs, just add an extra serving of green veggies in. I wonder if I can move me so you can see down here for fats. So for your fats, here you go. I would have 1 full serving per day. So excluding what you're going to cook with. So again, just use that spray olive oil, give everything a light spritz, and just use the littlest amount of oil possible, and then have 1 full serving of some other fat, whether it's a portion of nuts, half of an avocado. Maybe you have 1/4 avocado and you put half and half in your coffee. Maybe you have a handful of nuts and 1/4 avocado. However you want to break it up, try and limit it to just 1 serving of fat per day. I know it's tough, but it's totally worth it. And then for your snack options, you can have half of a serving of protein. So hard-boiled eggs, tuna fish, something like that is a good snack option. Sometimes beef jerky, I like that, or those chomp sticks. Or you can do a serving of veggies. I know the idea of eating spinach for a snack is not super exciting, but if you have extra cooked vegetables around, if you're snacking in between your meals, that is a good option. Basically, you just obviously want to try to avoid carb snacks as much as possible.